Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Scaling Without Chaos webinar series. My name's Ash, broadcasting from Mooloolaba Beach. And yeah, I did play on that court this morning and had a few wins, must say, and lost a few that I shouldn't have lost, sadly. Moving on. Today's webinar, Ideation, Crowdsourcing Ideas, the Power of Content Hierarchies, and how to manage your idea funnel. Should be quick, should be easy, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. So I'll just share my screen. Trying to do this without glasses. We'll see if that works. So some of you know we've run this recent research project to 25 nationalities, deep research, video feedback, one-on-one, etc. And I just want to share with you, one of the things that fascinated me back from these countries was how people have these crazy ways to capture ideas on the go, all these different methods, you know, filling up their calendar. Some people even have a WhatsApp group just with themselves, which I had to find out how they do it, right? Create a group, remove the other people, then it's their idea group. Hilarious. But the lengths we go to capture ideas on the go on mobile. So if I just flip over into the app. So on stratapp and on the mobile, this is like, there's a global plus where you can quickly launch, message, task, meeting, you know, something you got to do. But also ideas, right? So you can just, on the mobile or on the desktop, you can click here and you can just create your idea on the fly, right? So we should, glasses, maybe put the glasses on. We should look at 3-year contracts as a USP, you know, so something we could do in the SaaS space. And then, of course, you can invite people to rate the ideas. So I'll give my idea 5 stars, yippoo. And then people can do reviews on the idea, etc., right? So that's all in stratapp. Now, the beauty about that is as you are on the go, you can capture all the ideas and then later just come back and put them where you want to put them, whether you want to put them under the strategy tree, a meeting, a project workboard, wherever, right? So you can organize it later but capture it on the go. So that's one thing to show you. So here we're on the strategy page. Let's go across to where all the workboards are, project workboards. And I'll pick this workboard up here. So remembering this is an all-in-one workspace. So it's all in one place, all these different experiences, and they're pre-configured for you. So all those tabs are ready to go. You don't have to set them up. And this is a classic Kanban workboard. So it's moving from left to right. It's the way these lists have been set up, and you can, you know, drag and drop tasks, etc. And let's say we are brainstorming mobile design options, and in one click, everything to do with that is at my fingertips, including social with structure, which you can filter on later, saves you a lot of time. So what I want to show you here is just this concept of capturing ideas, not only on the go, which you could do global plus and then organize it later, but where it's used most is actually in the cards and workboards that you're using every day, right? So whether it's on the strategy tree or wherever you are, it's always the same experience inside stratapp. So if I had an idea here, brainstorm mobile design ideas, I could say, let's make sure we include a dark mode. Now, at the moment, that's comments, and I could prefix it with something else, whether it was a question, a task, a risk. But in this case, I want to make it an idea. And if it's a task, a risk, or an idea, that'll be a clickable link, and it'll become its own card, right? So you'll create your own space. So we can copy the members there. So as I said now, so that idea is a clickable link. So not only now can we collaborate on that idea together and add people to it and have meetings and do everything to do with that idea can be now in one place. But we can see the meeting, that idea, sorry, belongs to the task that was on the workboard. So we can always see where did it come from. So that's that power of the hierarchy, right? Everything in stratapp has that sort of link together. The content hierarchy is created automatically as you're creating content. So I think something to point out here, just reading reviews on Canny and so forth, the feedback boards we have inside the product, is you do need to give a little bit of guidance to your teams here. So there's no point creating an idea card here that says, I've got an idea, let's move the meeting to Tuesday. That's not really a workspace you want to create to collaborate on, right? Moving the meeting to Tuesday. So I would, let's move the meeting to Tuesday. For me, that's just a comment or a question perhaps to the owner, or a decision you're making as the owner. But I wouldn't really go creating maybe you'd create a task, maybe not, but I wouldn't go creating an idea that then would appear on your ideation page and gets managed as one of the funneled ideas you've got. So let's have a look at that now. So that's a little tip for you, right? Just a little bit of guidance. These are things you want to collaborate on, worth tagging, which creates their own card. I'm laboring the point. Let's jump out. So we'll go out of the workboards. Now let's go over to the ideation page. And we can see here you can run ideas and challenges to crowdsource new ideas. And in this business, we've got 6 ideas at the moment. So if I click on that, we should see there's that idea I created. And if you're wondering what it belongs to, you could just open it up and you can see, hey, it belongs to this task. And if you open the task, which we can do, you'll see that task belongs to the workboard we had before, right? You can work your way up, and the workboard probably hangs off an objective for the quarter, etc., etc. So everything has a hierarchy, so all the content is organized, and you can of course change these if you're the creator, owner, or assigner of this particular card. That's the rules. That's the way the rules are set up inside stratapp. So there's inside the app, then you've got basically you've got status and stages of the ideas, right? So status is your approval status and whether the idea has been completed. And then the stages are where you're moving the idea through the funnel. So this is sort of taking that best practice out of ideation, which I didn't know it's been around since 2000, ideation apps, crowdsourcing apps, and so forth. So what you want to be doing is moving your ideas through this funnel and at any point in time. And the idea of the app here, excuse the pun, is to not lose any ideas. So these ideas here could have come from anywhere in the app. Could be on a project, could be on strategy tree, could be off an objective for the quarter on the OKR page, or in this case, it was off a workboard we were working on. So you have this like repository so you don't lose any ideas, and companies generate hundreds of ideas inside stratapp and then can quickly filter down and collaborate. And there's the source you can filter on too. So if you want to narrow this down. The other thing you can do in the app is create challenges to crowdsource ideas. So if I go to the challenges page, I can quickly just come here and go, so what would be some killer features for our new mobile? And I can then say, right, I'd like everyone in APAC to be part of this, to be added to this cards of this challenge. And then they'll be able to participate here in conversations and everything else. And they'll be able to submit ideas in response to this challenge, right? So, and then if I submit an idea, it's going to be the same as the card you saw before, of course, because we want a consistent user experience. So, so now I'm submitting an idea to the challenge. So one of the killer features I'd love to see on the mobile app is an iPhone style pop-up for alerts that you can dismiss. When I have trouble typing on a webinar, perhaps you're the same. So, and then folks, I can invite to, rally support and rate my idea as I showed you before. So that idea has been submitted against this challenge. So if I go back to the challenge, so there's the challenge now. And if I go to the ideas page, all of the ideas that get submitted against the challenge will be here. And they each have their own workspace. And you can set a close date for the challenge. You might say, 5 o'clock Friday, and you could post on here, and everyone you added as a member before, you could say, hey, just letting you know, the prize will be a dozen bottles of champagne, just to get the crowd going, right? So note that that's going to be the prize. So there we have our challenge, and the ideas are going to come in here. You can collaborate at the challenge level, so people might suggest different wording or prizes or whatever, so we're all collaborating at this level. Or we can collaborate on each idea together here, right? So you can say, actually, this is super cool. Why don't we add some designers and start progressing this idea? And then as we progress it, you know, we're framing it, figuring out what it is, filtering it relative to other ideas, prioritizing actioning. So that's where the idea is at. So we might be investigating, and then we're getting designers involved to investigate the idea, right? So if I go out of here and out of here, and I go back to the dashboard page, we've got one idea that's moved from created to investigating. So that, you know, the company can see where the ideas are at. Of course, stratapp has security built into the app. So if some of these ideas are confidential, right? So if we go here, and you had, you know, if there's an idea, so let's see if I can edit this one. If I'm probably got the permissions because I'm a super admin. So let's say this was, let's make the APAC teams redundant. Probably not an idea you want to have public across the company. I'll need to be the creator, owner, or signer, but I could change this to confidential or secret. So yeah, as the admin, I can just edit these features. So sorry about that. I overlooked that. So yeah, so if you're going to create something that was confidential, you would restrict it, and therefore when people are viewing these pages, they wouldn't even see those statistics on the dashboard or the trending page or anything else. So we've talked about challenges, we've talked about the idea funnel and the content hierarchy. So just to emphasize doing this retrospectively, so we created this challenge before, and let's say we want to put this challenge under our sub goal, and we're going to say, look, it belongs to validate demand in the APAC region. We're going to build a mobile app as part of that. So now this challenge is going to sit under that sub goal, right? So if I was to click on that sub goal and go to the related tab, you'll see the challenge will be sitting under that related tab. So again, everything hangs together automatically in the app. So, and also if I go here and create a task for myself to buy the champagne, and I set a due date for tomorrow, and I close out of everything we've been working on so far. I do it through multiple tabs, and if I go to my workspace, you can see there's that task on my workspace. So similarly, how social around work is organized for you, or in your workspace, all the tasks are as well, right? So let's just work our way up the hierarchy. So I've got this task, it's due tomorrow. I'm actually going to do it today. And if I'm not sure where it came from or what it relates to, in one click, there's the task, and I can see, hey, it belongs to this challenge. We're running a challenge for the mobile app. And if I'm still not sure of the context, I can open up that and you go, okay, sure enough, we're going to have that's going to be the prize for this challenge. Why are we even doing the challenge? What's part of this strategic goal to validate demand in the APAC region? There's everything else going on with that strategic goal, including objectives for the quarter. And why are we doing that? Well, as a company, we want to launch our seafood brand. So it just shows you how everything that hits your workspace has context, right? So when people work with context, Simon Sinek, you know, if people know why they're doing what they're doing, they're really motivated and passionate. Whereas if it's just tasks hitting their desk, so to speak, that have no context and you can't see that connectivity between your colleagues, or it's an endless chat channel and it's just noise and you're picking up these things you have to do. Whereas you can see here, not only does the content have hierarchy, the social has hierarchy as well as structure, and everything fits together. So it saves about half a day a week for most people, sometimes a day a week, depending on your role. But this whole way of working, it's half a day a week on time, but where the real value is, I think, is alignment, clarity, transparency, and the speed of decision making, because you're not in chat channels or endless email notifications. You're working in this flow that's just consistently organized around these hierarchies of content. And at any point, you can see exactly what's going on and who's doing what, or click off to different links and things that you've created along the way. Okay, so let's jump into any questions you've got. Let's try and keep the questions, if you can, focused on ideation, and then and we'll take it from there. And if we've got some more time, I can show you some other things as well on the webinar. Okay, thank you. Let's jump to questions.